Hi there. Welcome to This Week in Gender, where in 10 minutes or less we talk about gender. My name's Carlos. I'm the manager of online programming and community development at Gender Spectrum.
And I'm Lisa Kenny, executive director at Gender Spectrum.
So we've got a break coming up.
Our midwinter, mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale, as the television industry calls it.
Which is nice, because really nothing is going to happen in the world of gender between now and, like mid-January or so.
Yeah.
So it's good. We all just take a break.
We'll have a reserve of things maybe to talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The last 2 weeks in gender.
That's right.
In 10 minutes
In 10 minutes or less.
So we're going on a short winter break. So we'll be gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah, or so.
Yeah, or so.
I don't know. Today I've been sort of moving into vacation mode, so I sort of feel like, it'd be nice. Take a little vacation.
Yeah.
All right, so our topics today?
Our topics are, we're keeping it kind of personal, more anecdotal, shorter for this episode in This Week in Gender.
Not so far, but we hope
Slow moving.
All right. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'm going to kick it off. So post-election, I have been in some feuds with family members on Facebook. It seems like the election has kind of allowed people to voice opinions and thoughts that maybe should stay inside their heads rather than out into a public sphere to be kind of acknowledged by the world. I think the discourse is really disheartening because a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, especially with this family member, is really kind of invalidating to other people's experiences, and I'm just wondering why people find the need to invalidate others to make a joke, for humor, to maybe feel better about themselves. I'm not sure. I think it kind of speaks to like what is the point of it? When we're looking at gender issues, when we're looking at homophobia, when we're looking around opposition in political views. It's I'm not trying to persuade him to come to my side of the aisle, and I don't think he's trying to persuade me to come to his side, but it's really challenging when you see a lot of kind of hate speech in so many different ways appearing online.
Well, I think on all sides of the political spectrum, right, we all need to just stop at this moment and sort of say, let's still try to find the common good, and let's try to find support and positive things. So, I mean, part of it is, in an affirmative way, what's the world we all want to create together? So I think that's a thing. And I think everybody, regardless of political perspective or whatever's going on, I think cares about where they live and the part of the world that they live in. And I think it's really important. It's a good reminder for all of us to sort of stop and say, okay, let's not, no matter what you believe, let's try to be constructive in creating the world in a positive way in which we want.
Absolutely.
And so maybe that's, as we think about the holidays and some of these heated discourse, it's sort of like, let's try to find maybe our common ground. I mean, let's try to find, especially when I see so many people that have really been, it's been a very difficult time, or for various aspects of themselves, maybe they don't have, they're marginalized in some way or another.
Right.
And I think it's important for everybody to have their voice and to have that. And that's true for everybody. But so how do we find that common ground?
Exactly.
I think that's what you're really trying to get to, is how do we do that?
Yeah. So coming together over the holidays will be fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we, won't be behind a computer screen at a keyboard.
Yeah.
Vigorously typing away our opinions. We can actually have a meaningful dialogue with each other in person, which I'm looking forward to.
Well, it's an interesting example.
I'm good. No, okay. I'm done. Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting segue. So I just came back from a trip to Washington, D.C. this week, and that was, just as you were talking about, that reminded me of the sort of political discussion going on and all that. And what was interesting, the trip itself isn't worth going into at the moment, but what was interesting was a conversation I had with somebody on the plane that I was sitting next to, and as you know, I'm not really much of a talker on the plane, but I did get into a conversation with this woman, which was terrific and a good reminder of why sometimes I should. But so we were talking about, and the inevitable conversation comes up about, what do you do? And so we're trading stories about our work. And she said, that's really interesting, and she's a mom, and so she was telling me she has boys. And so she just started talking about how difficult it is, to find really healthy role models for boys, and really all the messaging around, what it means to be a boy and a man, which
Right.
we've talked about in other situations. But so that was really great. And then she said, and I've been hearing all this discussion around transgender kids too, and she didn't say non-binary, but that was basically what she meant, is that kids that are also just kind of fall out of the cracks. And she was talking about, some of her son's friends come to the house, and clearly gender is something that they thought a lot about, and it's getting expressed in some ways. And she said, I just don't want to say the wrong thing, and I'm not sure what to do, and do you have any advice? And I said, I think that one of the things that we all just need to do is just relax. Like, I think in some ways we make it a lot harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
If somebody is clearly communicating something by their gender, I think it's also really say, hey, I love what you have on today, or, that's a really interesting choice, and I'm curious, what kinds of thoughts go, what are you thinking about in terms of, how you express yourself, and, use these things as a point of, again, sort of coming back to your topic, of connection, and trying to find the common ground, and not being worried. If you're really coming from a good place, if your heart is genuine,
it shows.
It shows,
it
right?
Does.
And then, I think sometimes we think, oh, there's something really special required. And I think it really comes down to the same thing that all of us who are parents or have youth in our families, or we work with youth or whatever it is to just remember, it's really just comes down to the same thing. It's about love, and it's about respect. And that's true for all kids. It's not just about gender. And it's just really about appreciating and respecting and valuing one another. And hopefully that's good in every season, not just this holiday season, but also in any kind of political environment. And that we really find the ways to affirm one another and support one another in all aspects. And that's not just a conservative or liberal thing. That's just a human thing. And
I think so.
Trying to come
Absolutely.
back to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, great conversation on the plane, and a great reminder that we all should just kind of keep it simple and remember that we're just talking about fundamental respect and care for one another.
Love and acceptance. That's
love
all we
the love.
need.
That's
exactly.
right. I wish we could bring out in song, but I really suck. I'd like to think I have some talents, but that won't be it. Would you like to lead though?
No.
All right, well, I guess we'll leave that in him.
All right.
Thanks,
Take
everyone.
care. Happy holidays and a happy new year.
Take care.
Bye.